back to the channel. Hope that you're having a beautifully sunny and blessed day. Today's video is going to be a little more relaxed and chatty as we take a tour around my vanilla save. I'll be showing you some of the builds that I've worked on, as well as some lots that I've collected from the gallery. And yeah, we're just going to catch up on some updates that's going on with this vanilla Let's Play series. I'm really excited to get into it because I've been working on it for some time. But before we jump in, I wanted to take a moment to talk about something that's been weighing very heavily on my mind. I have not ignored it. I've just been kind of pacing myself. I didn't want to jump on a bandwagon and discuss an opinion that I've not really had time to process, but I think reading more in regards to EA's Buyout, as well as observing some of the creators that I admire and like, their response to this has definitely helped shape my opinion moving forward with this channel, as it is predominantly a Sims 4 based channel. So what I've kind of decided is I'm no longer going to be purchasing any packs from EA going forward. I know that I'm a small creator on this platform, but I've always valued transparency, and while I don't think that me deciding not to fund or use any of my resources for EA is going to make big waves, you know, I feel like even small ripples have motion, and so I can decide today to not participate in that. Yeah, as a Christian, I just want to make sure that the way I spend my time and resources align with my beliefs and my values. And this isn't a political take, and this channel is not a controversial channel in any way. It's a gaming channel. I really want this to stay a cozy space for storytelling and gaming and creativity. But I cannot in good faith misrepresent where I stand, so I just want to be upfront with that to you all. That said, I'm not stepping away entirely from The Sims completely in terms of uploading it. I've genuinely loved my Very Veggie Legacy challenge, as well as this vanilla LP. They're very much creative outlets for me to express storytelling, and yeah, I always have so much excitement stepping into those save files and playing with those Sims and just seeing what happens. So I'll still be sharing those, and maybe an occasional current household or something. I'll probably be keeping my Tumblr page a little bit more up to date with stuff as well, but yeah, that's pretty much the extent of The Sims 4 I think I'll be sharing on this channel moving forward. But yeah, I'll be slowly mixing in other comfort games like Coral Island. I think you guys can already tell that I'm trying to slowly pivot into a variety of like RPG style town management simulation games. So yeah, and I'm really excited for when Paralives drops in December for early access, because I'll definitely be sharing gameplay from that as well. And yeah, I've been following their progress for I think around 2 to 3 years now, so I'm really excited to play that and share that content with you guys. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Lastly, I do want to say thank you very, very much to a lot of you folks who have been watching and commenting and supporting and just being all around very encouraging to me on this platform. I really appreciate it. You know, I've taken a bit of a hiatus from my 9 to 5 to kind of explore content creation in a part-time capacity, and so every bit of support, whether it's a like or a comment or just watching it, honestly, genuinely means a lot to me. I appreciate it. But yeah, right now I will say my goal for October is like to get to at least 300. To see the channel get to 300 would be amazing, because we're almost there. But even if that doesn't happen, at least it gives me something forward to look forward to in November. So there's that. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, if you have been enjoying this journey, I'd love for you to stick around. Even if you're a casual viewer that just pops in every now and then, I'd love for you to stick around and yeah, consider where the channel, you know, goes in the future. But with all that being said, if you feel like this channel isn't the right fit for you anymore, I completely understand. no hard feelings whatsoever. My hope is that this space just continues to feel honest, cozy, and uplifting for everyone that's here. So hopefully you guys understand. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the tour. Alright guys, so we're going to start in Foundry Cove of Willow Creek. I'm not going to tour Courtyard Lane. I don't really think there's a reason to tour that neighborhood considering all of the Sims that are a part of this vanilla LP literally live in Courtyard Lane. So I think I've seen that neighborhood enough in this series, and if you don't know what any of those houses look like, I'm pretty sure I have a video that shows the reno process or the building processes of those lots. So feel free to check those out if you should like to. I should mention too that the thought process behind sort of revamping this save file has been split into 3 phases, and this is phase 1. So I guess in the future I'll do a video for phase 2 and 3, but yeah, phase 1 was essentially rebuilding Willow Creek as well as Magnolia Promenade and some lots in San Myshuno. Yeah, that's pretty much it, which I've done for the most part. There's save for 1 lot in Magnolia Promenade, believe it or not, but we'll get to that later. So I had said in a previous episode of the Vanilla LP that I really wanted Foundry Cove to feel like a more community space road or neighborhood, and I wanted to implement a apartment complex in this neighborhood as well. So unfortunately the BFF household is no longer here. In fact, I don't even think it's in my world anymore. I don't think they're in my world, period. I don't know if I've deleted them or if they're homeless or what the situation is, but it is now a apartment complex with 4 units. I should note that this apartment complex is owned by the Bjergsons, who again were transplants from Windenburg. It just made sense to me that the dad of that family was like some sort of businessman, and so he owns this apartment complex as well as a small business in Willow Creek. So let's take a look at this. These 2 units here, the top and bottom floor, are both 2-bedroom, and then these 2 units here, the top and bottom, are technically 1-bedroom with like a bonus room that could be changed into a small bedroom or a study / office space. For the time being, there are only 2 households that live here, and one of them is Damien the alien, and the other is actually the tattoo artist, the local tattoo artist. I did mention in my last video as well that I thought that the tattoo artist would probably be good friends with Larissa and Minjun and possibly live with them as like a roommate. But I completely forgot that I actually have a tattoo artist on my gallery page that I hadn't played with, and I figured I would plop him in here with his daughter and he could run the tattoo store, the tattoo parlor. So they both live in this apartment complex together, and I'll just give you a quick tour of their house because I've already decorated it. But just rest assured that the top floor is also similar to the bottom, so there's really nothing too different about these homes or these apartment complexes. Additionally, I don't have any of these lots save for like Curly's that's on the gallery, so if you guys are interested in any of these lots, let me know and I'll be more than happy to like post them for you on the gallery. I didn't think that anyone would be interested in them because they're kind of tailored to my Sims specifically, and yeah, I don't know, I just kind of figured no one would want them because I don't know, maybe it's just not their style, or I don't know, but if you guys do want to see them, then just let me know, feel free to. But that is his house. His name is Hugo, by the way. Again, I did add a couple of residents, like new residents here aside from Larissa and Minjun. But that does not mean that I'm going to play as them. I should let y'all know that. Because to be frank, I kind of like the rotation of Sims that I've got going now. And upon like further thinking about it, I kind of feel like I may have prematurely made Larissa and Minjun. That's not to say I don't plan on playing as them and like figuring out their story and everything, but I don't know if they're going to be like key Sims that are going to be in constant rotation in the series, so just be aware of that. But the apartment complex does have a more communal space to it, like this laundry room, for example, that has a small little gym tied into it as well. Additionally, there is like a small eating park area over there with a grill and a picnic table, which I thought was really cute. This next apartment unit is actually Damien the Alien's apartment, and I decorated this apartment very, very minimalist in a kind of liminal sort of way. Because he's an alien, I just assumed that he probably wouldn't really understand like the need for a hominess. Do you know what I mean? Not to say that minimalist can't still have homey environments. They certainly can, but I think there's like a level of almost like display. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's definitely, everything has like its place, but it feels very stale, very lifeless. But I think that's because he doesn't understand sim culture, because he is from 6M. So yeah, this is his little abode. Also, I should say this video is predominantly chatting and touring builds. So if you're gaming along with me, or if you are building in your Savefile yourself, or I don't know, just chilling out, you might want to grab some snacks. You might want to grab some snacks and get settled in. This is his bathroom. There is only one bathroom in all 4 of these apartments, I should mention. And then this is his little office space. This is what he turned his bonus room into. I like to imagine that this wall art, I think this is a base game item. These are things that he's like collected while living amongst the Sims. Almost like an Ariel moment. Remember that scene where she's like talking about, dingle hoppers, and yeah, she's in her little cave because she's borderline a hoarder and probably needs her own TLC show. But anyway, that's kind of what this situation is, but just a little bit more neater. And he's just collected some stuff that he feels Sims think are important, and so he too wanted to have them in his space. And then this is his bedroom, which again is technically the only bedroom in the 1-bedroom unit. But it's very simple. It's very cute. I did base game items for most of his like furniture, because for some reason I felt like it fit. And I also used this wall art too, which I never use. Let me know in the comments if you use this wall art, because I don't. I think it's kind of cheesy, and I get it, but like, who does use it? Because I do want to know, genuinely. I just figured he would, because he's an alien from 6am. Anywho, that is his apartment. I'm so excited because this complex, which by the way is called Garden Villas, if you know, you know that this lot is originally called the Garden Essence or something along those lines. And so this is going to be the apartment complex that once their new year hits, because they're currently about to go into, I guess, year 2 in this save file, this is where Corey is going to end up moving. And I think Marjorie may move here as well, because if y'all remember in the last episode, Her granddad adopted a child, and as the child gets older, he's going to need somewhere to go. He can't just stay in a crib in his dad's bedroom. So he's probably going to take Marjorie's old room. And I figured she'd probably want to spread her wings anyway and move. So I've thought about it, and perhaps she and Lana could be roommates and live in the top unit in this apartment, and then Corey can live in the other unit across the way, and it'll be all four of them living together. And I think that would be so cute because, you know, they're all friends and stuff. Also, I should mention that we're gonna stay in build mode instead of live gameplay mode because it is currently blizzarding still. It's very much winter in the save file, and if I put it in that, then y'all are not going to be able to see anything. It's going to look really bad. So yeah, let's move on to the next lot. This lot we're going to be looking at is the Sylvan Glade Animal Clinic. The lead vet for here is Dr. Priya Kumar. Her and her family have moved here. Her husband is also a doctor, but he's a doctor of people, so we'll probably see him at Rex's workplace as well, which is really exciting. We'll likely dip into her family too a little bit because I do want to explore the vet career. It's been a long time since I've actually played as a vet, so it will be really fun to, I don't know, revisit that career, check it out, see how it's going, you know. The general vibe for this vet's office is kind of industrial. They're supposed to be industrial. I don't know if I did a good job or not. But yeah, nice rich dark tones with some warm oranges and yellows. I really liked this vibe. But yeah, there's two like examination rooms available in this vet clinic. It's a small vet because it's a small town, and there's honestly not a lot of pets in the area. So yeah, I think this will be ample space for Dr. Kumar to do what she needs to do. On the outside too, I did put some training like equipment for the dogs, as well as sleeping mats and stuff out here for them, toys, food trays. In case, like, I don't know, maybe there's a dog that just has extra energy and really can't sit still in the waiting room, so they have to escort him out back so he can run off all his energy. I don't know. I'm just saying, perhaps that's what's going on here. The top floor is really supposed to be for the staff only, the medical staff. I imagine that they come up here and, you know, make the animal medication to put in the vending machine downstairs. So this is sort of their workstations, as well as they do their work here too. There's even a little break room area and vending machines if they need to grab something to eat, and a bathroom with a shower. This next lot I'm pretty excited about. Because of who owns it. It is a small business that's owned by the Pancakes. Specifically, it's owned by Bob, meaning he does all of the cooking and stuff, but I think the design, the aesthetics, if you will, were all chosen by his wife, Eliza. Also, I like to imagine that this building was original to this neighborhood. Perhaps there was an initiative for maybe the Willow Creek board or something to kind of update some of these community lots on this strip to be a little bit more modern. Do you know what I mean? They all kind of have a modern feel with the exception of this building, and so perhaps the Pancakes wanted to kind of save the old charm of the building, but do some updates, some much needed updates to it. So this place is called Sweet Escapes. It is a cafe technically, but what I have envisioned is that Bob also does like bakery stuff. Already I had him make some cupcakes and put them up for sale. So yeah, ideally what I would like for this place to also work as is a wedding cake place for Sims to come and buy wedding cakes. Now I know that would mean I would have to play as Bob Pancakes and have him come prepare cakes and put them up for sale, but you know, I'm fine with doing that. There's some outdoor seating here as well for the Sims to come and enjoy a nice cup of joe with a delicious pastry. I think that's so lovely. But I kind of like the very feminine charm to it. There's something that feels quite French about it. I don't know what it is. Perhaps it is just the decor, but I like it. Genuinely, I do like it. This is the kitchen area as well, which I really like. It's nice, it's spacious, it's big. Enough space for our lad, Bob, to make some delicious treats. And then if you go upstairs, it's just additional seating. A little more spacious, a little more, I think, casual seating is what's going on up here. Again, the pink theme is all around. But yeah, I think that's what adds to its charm, if I'm being perfectly honest. I like it. I like it a lot. And then of course there is a restroom here. Nothing special, just a normal restroom. But yeah, this is Sweet Escapes. And I love it, honestly. I really do. I can see Mia and her mom maybe coming here for like a girls' day, getting something sweet to eat, do you know what I mean? And maybe indulging in a hot drink. I think it'll be really fun to see it in the spring and summer when everything is like this, whereas in my game right now everything's snowy and dead. As you can see from the piles of snow. But yeah, that is Sweet Escapes, owned by the Pancakes. I really love this next lot. It's actually the town's library called Magnolia Books, and I love it for a couple of reasons. One, when I was first building it, I was actually watching Over the Garden Wall, which is one of my favorite animations to watch, especially during this time of year. And also I just like it because of the general vibes. The color scheme in here is very much right up my alley. I love the gold medals, the bronze medals that are in here, as well as the greens, the sage greens, the dark rich browns, the blonde of the wood, etc. I think it looks very cozy, very natural, but it also has like a chicness to it. I think like there's something about it that feels very upscale, in spite of it being quite a small build. So yeah, originally this was going to be a small business. I was gonna set it up like a cafe, but have it to where your Sims predominantly read books, rather than like got coffee and stuff, because Sweet Escapes is right next door, and I don't know, it just didn't make sense because Curly's is also on the same strip. So I don't think that there's a preset to make a library, but maybe I just didn't look hard enough, and I decided not to do that because I couldn't decide on who should run it if I were to make it into a small business. So I decided to keep the theme of it looking very much like a store and just have it be set to a library. It just feels a little more accessible this way, so that Sims can still come in here freely and enjoy the fact that it is a library, and simply leave and you don't have to buy anything. You're just browsing books and such. But yeah, that is Magnolia Books. It's very much inspired by like more modern versions of like Barnes and Noble and some coffee shops that I've seen. Yeah, I really like it, and I really enjoy the exterior color scheme of it as well. It just feels very, I don't know, I like what it's doing here while also being very cozy. And yeah, so that's pretty much the tour of Foundry Cove. I think what we'll do now is head on over to the Crawdad Quarter so that I can show you guys that strip. of what has changed. So I'm gonna jog your memory just a little further back in the Vanilla LP lore. But if you guys remember, Dave's ex, Rita, owns a store, and this is the said store. Now, I think when I, mentioned this tidbit of information, I think I said she owned a boutique. Well, here's the thing. This is not a boutique. It's a very large retail store, and it sells a variety of items, not just clothing, but furniture as well. And what I decided, because Rita no longer lives in Umbridge Manor, it's been the property there has been allocated to a different it's been zoned in a different way. Okay, it's no longer residential. And so what I'm thinking, back to that little thing where I said maybe the Willow Creek board had an initiative to kind of redo a lot of property within the town. Perhaps a developer offered Rita a very large sum of money to purchase Umbridge Manor, where she originally was living, and she took those funds and reinvested it in her business, and so she was able to expand her retail store to what it is today. This is called Rita's Retail. I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I like the idea of making retail stores in The Sims 4, but the execution of it for me is not good. I don't know why. It just... don't get me wrong, the exterior of Rita's Retail I really like. I do enjoy it. I love the colors. I love that it still is sort of like a nod to how Willow Creek in general should look, meaning an old southern town, and you're on the main strip and you see a lot of old buildings and such, which I'm thinking most of these buildings have been renovated to fit the times. Do you know what I mean? But they still retain a charm about them that's older. And so I think that's the case for Rita's Retail, but when it comes to like the layout, I'm still not very satisfied with it, but I don't know how else to do it. And there are certain limitations that you have when it comes to creating retail spots in The Sims. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with this also. There's something about this store, the inside of this store though, that feels like a place that I've been to before. There's something about it that feels very dated. Like, I don't know how to put it, but it feels like I've actually been in stores like this before, whether in my town or other small towns, where it's like it's kind of been repurposed throughout the years, but they just kind of stopped in like maybe the early 2000s or something, maybe the late 90s, and they've not done any renovation work since then. And so everything kind of reflects that, right? Still to this day, even if some of the items in there are considered more modern, newer items, the general aesthetic of the store still has a lot of like an outdated charm to it, I suppose. So the first floor, there's some furniture pieces for sale. So I guess the intention would be is folks would shop around, come here, and then they'd see some last minute items that they might want to pick up, which would be bedroom suits and living room suits, I suppose. If we go down through here, this is just like the restroom area, as well as like a supply closet down there that leads to outside. But I have some restrooms here for the customers to stop at. That door right here just leads into this display window, which I think these items are set for sale, but just in case you're wondering how I did this portion of the build, this is how I did it. And then like I said, through here it's supposed to mimic a storage space or utility closet rather, and it goes right outside to where the dumpster is. I didn't really know what to do with this space, if I'm being perfectly honest, and I think I probably could expand it and put other stuff there, but I did not. I didn't. And then through here is really what's supposed to be like the adult clothing. But again, like I said, I don't think I executed this very well because we have like a mixture of the adult female wear that they can get, and then this is supposed to represent like additional clothes that your Sims could skim through, and then this is for the guys or the men's clothing as well. But I think I could do more with this space. I don't know, it's kind of an awkward build as I'm looking at it. But through here is just supposed to be a makeshift changing room, the same as on the other side of the stairwell as well. And then if you go to the top floor here, this is supposed to be like a clearance rack for youth clothing, as well as there's some seating for maybe adults, like dads taking their kids shopping or something, and maybe they don't want to really be bothered, or maybe they're with their wives and they don't really want to be bothered with looking around. They could come up and sit down here. Through this door here is supposed to be more for the teens. Again, this has like a blended co-ed vibe to it, where you've got sort of the stereotypical teen girly room and then boy room. I put some clothing options on these mannequins as well. Unfortunately, one of the setbacks with owning a retail, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, because I didn't, but you can only have up to 10 mannequins on a lot. And that kind of sucks, because I would have had, I think this is also what determined the layout of this retail lot, is because if I had enough space, or I'm sorry, if I had enough mannequins, then I would have allocated space for individual departments, like an actual department store, which I guess is what this is supposed to mimic. So I would have had a men's department, a women's department, and then the kids department would probably have been together. But I would have done separate, like teen girls, like the Mrs. department, and the teen boys department too, if that makes sense. But because you can only have 10 mannequins on here, it didn't make sense anymore for me to do that, because I wanted to have a variety going on. But anyway, this is supposed to be like the little boys area. There's some toys as well as furniture sets available for folks to purchase. Some gaming console, clothing, another furniture set as well, which this is actually one of my favorite. I don't know what it is about this set in particular that I like, especially the green and blue combination. Through here is the little girls area. Again, another furniture set available with some toys, the puppet thing, the puppet box, some stuffed animals. I have some clothing up here to give the illusion that you can pick through some more outfits, as well as a science lab, some doll houses, and then another furniture collection for little girls, and some clothing options too. Very cute, very lovely, very soft, very pink. I like it. So yeah, that is Rita's retail. Don't get used to the layout of that, at least in the interior. There's nothing that I'm going to change about the exterior, because to be honest, I very much like the exterior. But the interior may change over time, and I may even add a downstairs, like a basement portion to this lot, which I had already thought about doing to begin with. But yeah, that is Rita's retail. Just a side note, if you're wanting a tour of this build here, I actually did that in my last vanilla let's play episode. This building, this gray and white one, is Moonstone Fitness, which is owned by Larissa and Minjun. It's just a gym. It feels like a very exclusive gym because they offer more one-on-one training and like guided meditation and stuff like that. So if you're interested in seeing the inside of this build, it is in my most recent vanilla LP episode, as well as Curly's. I didn't do a tour of Curly's, that's over in Foundry Cove, but again, that's because I already have an episode that features a tour, and there's nothing that's changed in there. So this is actually my favorite as far as the interior goes, lot on this strip. This is a restaurant. It's a hoity-toity upscale must-wear formal black tie restaurant, and I actually really like creating restaurants in The Sims 4. I don't know if I'm good at it or not. I mean, I try my best at any build that I do because I do enjoy building, but I've not really done one like a restaurant where it's more of a formal place to visit. At this time, nobody owns this restaurant actually. I had thought about perhaps the Goths could purchase it, but I actually have the Goths owning some other places. So I think this may just stay unowned. Like maybe there's just a mystery owner, or maybe it's a chain, who knows. But this is the interior of Willow's, and I love it. It's very brown, and I don't know, it has I can see the southern charm to it for some reason. I don't know what it is about it, but I can see that this is meant to be a southern place, like restaurant dining experience. But yeah, I have a custom menu going on for this lot. It's mostly fine dining, I would say, like think steaks and grilled salmon and all kinds of salads. I don't know, whatever fine dining usually. Steak tartare I think is also on the menu here. This is the restrooms through here. I really like how the restroom turned out in here for some reason. I don't know, don't ask. I really love the color brown, so I think that's why I just am fawning over this build, the Willows. As soon as I had the idea of I need to create a restaurant in Willow Creek, I'm gonna call it the Willows, I just knew that the color scheme was going to be dark, rich browns, white, and lights. Like a lot of lights were going to be involved. This is the kitchen area too. I did 2 kitchen sets in here so that hopefully it will help with the wait time when it comes to the chef's cooking. And then of course back here is just a small little exit that's got the dumpster and everything. So yeah, that is the Willows. There's an upstairs as well, which I'll show you, but this is the wait staff room, or one of them. There's another one upstairs as well. Let's go ahead and check it out, and then I can't wait to show you the exterior some more too. So if you come up the steps, there is like a little cute, oh I love this, I love this so much. I don't know what it is, it just makes me feel so cozy. And y'all are probably like, girl, it's not that big of a deal, chill out. But I like it. I put a lot of work into this build. But yeah, this is a little cozy spot that folks can sit, as well as additional dining here. There is a small bar, like this isn't really meant to be like a drinking place necessarily, but obviously people could order some libations if they wanted to, some nectar, if you will. And yeah, I imagine that this is probably going to be the place where like Rex will propose if he gets ready to propose. If we go through the doors here, this is just another wait area for the waiter or waitress to put in their stuff, but through here is supposed to be like the party room, I guess. And by party room I mean like a bigger party of Sims coming to enjoy their time at Willow's. You know how sometimes in restaurants there's usually like at least 1 or 2, maybe even 3 very big designated rooms that you have to kind of reserve ahead of time for large parties. That's what this is supposed to be. So yeah, I could definitely see some Sims setting up time to come and hang out with friends and family here to celebrate maybe an engagement or maybe a pregnancy announcement. I don't know. But yeah, if you come back out this door here, it leads you right around like a full circle to the landing where this little area is. Really quick though, I wanted to show you guys like the exterior portion. So if you're still in the building and you come outside, there is some additional eating spots out here that the Sims can enjoy, as well as a dance pad. I put an invisible dance pad here, but yeah, I liked this. I don't know why, this felt so whimsical, adding like this little detail of the butterfly lights with the shrubbery. Yeah, very small detail and probably a little tacky, I guess, but I don't know, I kind of like it. And I tried to make it somewhat cutesy, but that's the Willow's restaurant in night lighting, and I don't know, I just think it's lovely. I think it's such a nice, it's got such a nice vibe to it, honestly. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the last lot in Crawdad Corner. The last lot is actually 2 businesses, even though it's one small business, and I know that may sound confusing, but I'll explain it in 1 second. The small business lot is actually owned by the Bjergsons as well, and the blue building here is actually Blue Velvet Lounge, which is original to Willow Creek. Yeah, it has made a comeback here, so I figured that this would be a really good spot for Corey to come and do his comedy routines, so I wanted to keep it in the town. But on this side too is Mr. Ink's, and it is the tattoo parlor. And so I know you're like, well, if the Bjergsons own this lot, then how did that other guy, how does he run the tattoo parlor? It's because he works technically for Mr. Bjergson. And Damien the alien, actually, if you guys remember in the vanilla LP lore, we met Damien the alien at the karaoke bar in San Myshuno. He was a mixologist. And so now that he lives in Willow Creek in the apartment complex, the same apartment complex that Mr. Bjergson owns, he now also works in Mr. Bjergson's lounge as a mixologist. So he tends the bar here, and Hugo tends one of the tattoo chairs. I do plan on having Cassandra Goth, who in my save is actually a young adult. I actually plan on her joining this job too, to tend the second tattoo table. Just because, I don't know, I feel like that would be her vibe, and I kind of like the idea of her and the other tattoo artist maybe becoming like a couple or something, because I don't know, I just I think it would be really cute. But anyway, this is Mr. Ink's. It's the tattoo place, and basically how I have this set up as far as the small business goes is it's set up to be technically a lounge, like a small business lounge, but with the exception that you do get tattoos here. And so one would say, I don't know if drinking nectar and having a tattoo parlor beside each other is very smart, but you know, I think it does kind of make sense in a way. So this is the first tattoo room, I imagine that this would be Cassandra Goth's room whenever she makes that connection, because she's not been officially hired yet. Whenever she makes that connection with Mr. Bjergsen and he hires her, which he will, she will work there. And then this is Hugo's tattoo area, which I really like. I prefer his because I just think it's a little easier on the eyes, but at the same time I actually kind of dig the red, like the red tattoo chair for some reason. I like it, and so I was like, I have to use it somehow, some way. So, and then in here is supposed to be a break room for the two of them, or I guess for now for Hugo, so he can come in here and get him some refreshments, enjoy TV if he's not working. And so that's Mr. Inks. I really love this build. It's just the bottom floor that's done, but there is some space, like plenty of space in the top floor, which at first I thought I would convert into an apartment, but I don't know, thinking about it, I kind of like the idea of the Bjergsens being somewhat of competitors with the Goths when it comes to business owning and wealth and such, since they've moved to Willow Creek. And so this is Blue Velvet. It's just called Blue Velvet, but it is in fact a lounge. And yeah, I really like the interior of this build. It is a little awkward, not gonna lie. The interior of it is a bit awkward, I could admit this, but I tried. So when you come in, your Sims can of course check in by purchasing a little ticket at the ticket kiosk. And then if you go around here, the original intention was that this would be a restaurant, but then I decided I wanted it to just remain a lounge instead. So I do have places, display cases actually, where Sims could buy some stuff. So I may have them stock some nectar or something in here. There is a kitchen, because like I said, it was going to be a restaurant, but this is just a normal kitchen. And I may put like a nectar thing in here. I don't know. We'll see. Out there just leads to the outside, so nothing special. And then this is just the restrooms through here. And I think there's only one restroom in the Blue Velvet. If you go upstairs, that's kind of where the entertainment is mostly. I think this is more of like a chill space, maybe even a waiting space to get upstairs for a table, because there's actual seating and stuff up here for guests. And I really like how this area turned out, if I'm being perfectly honest. We have a small stage where folks could do some routines, some singing, as well as play a couple of instruments if they so chose. There's also the bar here where Damien the alien would be doing his mad mixing skills. A nice large TV for additional entertainment, and some other chairs for seating and stuff. And then through here is a more private room. Again, I feel like this would be really meant for larger parties to come in here. Maybe a birthday party. I could definitely see a birthday party being held here, or perhaps even like an anniversary or something, like an anniversary dinner would be really nice too. But I don't know, I really like the vibe of this room. It looks really nice. And then outside too, I can't forget about outside. There is this very cute patio, like off to the side, where folks could enjoy their beverages al fresco style and enjoy the beautiful scenery of Willow Creek. I like this actually a lot. I just think it looks really cozy and sweet, and I could definitely see some of my Sims going on dates here and really enjoying themselves, honestly. The next lot is over in Pendula View, which this may sound familiar to you guys because this is actually where the Goth's home is located. But also the Bjergsons live here too, in this lot over here. Anyway, this is Willow Creek United. It is the church, and I've set it up to be like a getaway location, and it's a recurring one for every Sunday. And I have the times for the folks to be here. No, I think I have it on Saturday. My Sabbath is on Saturday, and I think I have it set on this as well. But yeah, they have it to where it's a thing from like 7 a.m. to 10, and essentially all they're going to be doing is listening to Pastor Franklin give speeches, and people sing. There's really not a way to like realistically create church services, but you can definitely create the vibe, right? It's all about vibes. So upon entry, there's just like a nice little entry. You've got the restrooms on either side. They're restrooms. They're nothing spectacular. They're identical to each other, but I'll at least show you one because I know I always get curious. So there's one toilet, sink, mirror, of course. Now, I will say this space is kind of, I don't know, there's some awkwardness to it, and don't know what it is because there's some, like, I just didn't know what to do with some things. Like, for example, here, this room is empty, completely empty, and I don't know what to put in there. And so I've thought about it, and I think whenever there, unfortunately, is a death, I don't know how the funeral system works for life and death yet, because unfortunately I've not had a sim pass, so I've not really had the need to use any of the funeral stuff yet. So maybe that's where the casket would go for viewing, so folks can go and pay their respects, rather than me make like a proper funeral home situation. And who knows, I might make a funeral home, but probably not. I probably won't. I'll probably just leave that room open so that the casket can go there. But I have an invisible line for weddings, just in case I want to have a wedding inside the actual chapel portion of the church. And up here we've got a piano, a podium for the pastor, as well as a wedding arch. Very nice, very spacious. I do really like this interior of the church. It's nice and long. I don't know. When I was making this, I was actually watching, show of hands if you guys have ever heard of this movie, but I was watching this movie called Rob Roy. It has Liam Neeson in it, and it's about Scottish Highlanders, and I was watching that film whilst building this. And do you guys ever watch stuff while you're building, and then it kind of sticks with you whenever you visit that lot? And so it's like it's always there. Like in the back of your mind, you think, oh yeah, I remember I watched that film while I was building. Anyway, I don't know why that has any importance. It doesn't. Anyway, so this is the balcony portion. You know, some churches have like balconies. I wanted to so badly do like a much more dramatic, like theater style balcony that was very elaborate, but I am aware of my technical skills, and I can't do it, so it is what it is. Through here is the kitchen area. Perhaps there's some parties that are held here. Maybe during the spring they could do some sort of spring activity, like a ceremony, and folks could come and enjoy some spring Easter dinner or something. I don't know. And also, they could also use the kitchen to prepare stuff for weddings as well. And this could be an additional spot for wedding members to come and hang out. Of course, there is a restroom up here. There's actually 2 toilets up here, which I had forgotten that I had put that here. And actually, as I'm thinking about it too, not only did I watch Rob Roy in making this, because this build took me kind of a long time to do, because I started it and I had to redo it because I wasn't happy with it, etc. But I had also watched a film, it's a French film originally, but it was dubbed, called The Brotherhood of the Wolf. Is that it? I'll pop something up on there, I'm sure, but you can show of hands if you've ever seen it. It was interesting, to say the least. I don't know if I enjoyed it or not. I don't think that I did. I don't think that I did like it, actually, because I think I don't know, I didn't like it. Through here is like a dance hall for, of course, wedding stuff. So if folks wanted to come in and do some dancing as well as take photos, there's like that floral photo board over here too. Some music could be played, etc. But outside, I did set up an outdoor wedding. I actually really like this. I'm quite pleased with it. Not because it's like, wow, this is such a ingenious way of doing a little wedding ceremony, like, oh my gosh, this is so innovative. No, it's not because of that. It's just because I think it's cute. I just think it's so cute. I love it. I love the dogwood tree here. I just love how simple and how kind of folksy it feels. There's a whimsiness to it that I really enjoy. Look at that. And I love the dogwood tree. But yeah, that's why I like it, honestly. It's got nothing to do with other than that. I just like how whimsical this feels for some reason. And some of my Sims could come here and do little... Now, I don't see if Larissa and Minjun do tie the knot. They do stay together. Don't see them doing a wedding like this. I think they'll do something a little bit more casual than what even this is, and this is pretty casual. So if anything, I could see Rex, if he decides to tie the knot with Dr. Gamble, perhaps he will have his wedding here. I don't know. Also, are these blue? Is that just me? Does these look blue? Maybe it's the shadow or something, I don't know, but okay, I'm just gonna keep them. But yeah, that is Willow Creek United. I think it's a darling church. This is my first time creating a church, and while I'm not extremely impressed with the exterior, I do like the interior a lot. I think the exterior could use some work. At least this portion of it feels kind of off. I'm okay with the top stuff going on here. Like, I'm okay with this. It's okay. But this was my first try at making a church, and so I think I did an okay job. Additionally, so that I don't have to go through a load screen, I'll show you guys really quick the graveyard, or the cemetery rather. The cemetery does have a restroom on site, but there's no need for you guys to see it because honestly, it's just a restroom. There's nothing special going on in there. Just a toilet, just a sink, a couple of plants to add something spicy, but that's it. It's a graveyard. So I've got some nicer like tombstones out here, as well as the gravestones in the back. I wasn't really sure how to do this layout, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I tried my best to do something with it, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. Ideally, I would have liked to have a larger thing because I know that some of the Sims that's in this save are older. For example, Bruno is an elder, and so he will need to have a place to be laid to rest, so to speak. And so I knew I needed to plan for this. This is a small cemetery, and it's called Pendula View Memorial. But I think when I get to phase 2 of like building and such with Newcrest, I may add an additional cemetery lot. Maybe not a lot, it may be a shared thing with something else, and I may put that there, or I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel like this is going to be enough space, and I don't really know where else to put the dead. We made it over to Magnolia Promenade, and really quick, I want to address this space over here that's left blank. Yeah, it's going to be a apartment complex that the Goths are going to actually own, but I haven't built it yet because I'm kind of torn on how the exterior should look. I thought about doing something similar to, you see these set dressing buildings out here in the periphery? I had thought about doing something similar to those buildings, but because the general vibe already of my Magnolia Promenade feels a little up to date, like maybe this was an original building that's been kind of updated, as well as this restaurant here. I don't know, I think I want to do something that feels a little more modern, to fit the vibe of this building here. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but I hope it does. Anywho, I didn't even notice in Magnolia Promenade that there's a skating rink right here for the season stuff, and I wonder if you can, I think you can you walk all the way over here, because there's chess tables. That's so cute. I really love Magnolia Promenade because it is an extension of like Willow Creek, Newcrest and such, and as I'm looking at like the landscape, Gibby Point really could pass as an extension of Willow Creek, Magnolia Promenade, even Newcrest. And so I don't know, maybe I should add that into the rebuild for phase 2. I don't know, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to because rebuilding Newcrest is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So this is Alley Cats. It's a bowling alley / karaoke bar. I think I have it labeled, or like the lot type is a karaoke bar, and it does have bowling lanes with it. I wanted to go for this very funky mid-century vibe in the interior with the bright orange and turquoise. I don't know what it is about orange and blue together that just, I don't know, I love it. It's delicious. I love that color combination. They're complementary colors, and if I can use it, I will use it. Y'all see that? I love it. So yeah, that's what Alley Cat's color scheme is, orange and blue. And to me, not just any orange, it's like a creamsicle orange. Do you guys remember creamsicles? Have you ever had creamsicle? Or like a sherbet orange, I guess. A sherbet orange. But yeah, so this is just seating here. Apologies if you could hear my dog snoozing away. But this is just some seating here, like for folks to chat, maybe as they wait for the lanes to open up a little bit. The vending machines are here. This back room over here has, it's technically the bar that came with the bowling alley pack, so folks can order some libations if they so choose, as well as grab a snack from the refrigerator. If we travel upstairs, there is a small little hallway that has some arcade machines here, another vending machine, as well as the restrooms. So the restrooms are located upstairs. I know, weird choice, but tis what it is. And then outside you can also come out and hang out on the balcony and enjoy the beautiful view of Magnolia Promenade. I like this. I like like this actually. I mean, look at that. You can say hey to someone who's all the way over here enjoying, dinner or something, or folks skating on the skating rink. You could say hey. Yeah, I like the vibes for this area, this little business. And then of course, if we travel downstairs, this is where all the fun really is hanging out. Oh gosh, sorry. So if you go downstairs, we have 2 bowling lanes because that's all I could fit down here. Sorry. The lot is small and I did that to myself, so I know. But yeah, through here is this bowling lane section. There's also another restroom down here for the folks who can't make it up the stairs, which I understand. But that's down here, as well as 2 rooms for karaokeing. So we've got room number 1, and yes, this is a see-through glass wall because that's very comfortable. So you can see the other party singing their hearts out. But perhaps that wall is very thick, so just because you can see them doesn't mean you can hear them sing. And there's a curtain. So that gives the illusion that you could give yourself privacy while you're singing with your friends, if you so chose. But yeah, this is the first room for karaokeing, again, with the orange creamsicle color and the turquoise. I love it. This is the other one. It's a little smaller, actually, compared to the other room, but I do like it still, nonetheless. And that is Alley Cats. That is Alley Cats. I love it. I think it's so funky, and I think it will make for a really nice, like, chill place for teens. And I mean, honestly, I could see kids coming here too. Like, let's be real, it is a bowling alley, and I think like Mia and her family would have a really good time coming to Alley Cats and hanging out on a weekend. The next build here in Magnolia Promenade is the Golden Lotus. This is a restaurant. It's an experimental restaurant, so that means that it has the experimental dinner food options that comes with dine out. You can have like a preset menu if you don't want to fool with making one yourself. So this is an experimental place, and the attire is actually party, in spite of it looking like it probably should be formal. I wanted to go for almost like a Grecian style build. I don't know if I executed it well, but I wanted it to feel very light and bright and, well, golden, because it is called the Golden Lotus. And yeah. At first I thought it would be like an Asian fusion cuisine style restaurant, and I was gonna do like a more industrial look to it, but I don't know, I think this vibe went out, so I went for it. And I remember exactly what I was watching when I did this build. I was watching a YouTube channel called Musings of a Crouton. I love her. Yeah, just go watch a couple of her videos. They're amazing. But anyway, yeah, this is the bottom floor seating. There's a restroom over there. The kitchen is through here, and I love it. I just think it looks very simple, plain. It has a bit of a kind of a cellar vibe to it in the kitchen, not gonna lie. But I think more than anything, I really like this. Like, I like these very tall ceiling with the balcony and the chandelier and everything. It looks very fancy. And I am here for it, honestly. But yeah, so at the top part of the floor is just additional seating for folks to come and enjoy a more elevated view, if you will, of the restaurant. And that is the Golden Lotus. I think that I think that Arturo and his wifey should probably come here for a date. Maybe Uncle Corey can watch little baby Mia, and the two of them could come and yeah, enjoy the Golden Lotus. Oh, and I guess too, this is probably a nod to, is it called The White Lotus? Is that a TV show? I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I've seen clips of it, and it seems hilarious. Alright, so we are at the last lot of Magnolia Promenade. This is the Magnolia Plaza, and it's actually owned by the Goths. Specifically, it's owned by Bella Goth, okay? And this lot actually serves a couple different functions. Even though it's labeled a small business venue lot, there's 3 like businesses within this, and the only way I was able to do this was essentially set like the activities to be a bunch of different things. So this here is Java Gems. This is a coffee shop here. I drink a lot of coffee myself, and so therefore my Sims also are subject to caffeine addiction. So there's always going to be somewhere for them to get coffee, even though I guess canonically speaking, Willow Creek is probably like a skip and a jump away, and so Sweet Escapes is right in Willow Creek, and therefore my Sim could go and get a coffee from Sweet Escapes, but they could also go to Java Gems. So Java Gems is here, and then right beside it is Allure Nails. Allure Nails is a nail salon, but you can also get a massage here, and then there's a cinema, which I have called Magnolia Cinema. So yeah, let's go ahead and venture into Java Gems. Java Gems is very simple, very cute, no fuss, no frills, just a coffee shop, okay? You could come in here, grab you something to snack on, to drink on, and then through here is more of a lounge area. It's a little private too. I put some curtains up here too, so it could be a little private. But yeah, there's a nice little TV area, maybe a place for folks to kind of hang out for a little bit, decompress while they drink their espresso. Don't know. Bathroom here as well. Very cutesy. I love it. And yeah, that is Java Gems. So anytime I actually this is just a little fact, and anytime I create a cafe in my game for The Sims, I will always name it Java Gems, and I don't know where that comes from. So if y'all have ever heard that before in real life, I don't know if I have made that up myself or if there's an actual place called Java Gems and I'm having a phantom memory, and I don't know. But I always call it Java Gems, and I don't know why. I just think it's so cute. So that's that. Anyway, we'll go into Allure Nails. Allure Nails feels like a very upscale but also affordable nail salon. Yeah, I wanted it to look somewhat bougie, but also not expensive bougie. Like, it's like affordable. It's like you're not gonna have to like skip rent because you had to come here and get your nails done and stuff like that, and then like now you can't afford your rent. It should be an affordable spot, at least I hope. So yeah, this is Allure Nails. This is the main section of it. Really, the draw is just for Sims to come and get their nails done, but there is also a massage table through here. The bathroom is identical to Java Gems, so I'm not going to show y'all that because there's no point. There's no point. But this is the massage room. It's very private, very quiet. It is missing like a radio, so I should probably put a radio like in there so that there's some Zen music playing or some nature soundscapes playing. I think that would be really lovely. But yeah, this is Allure Nails. It kind of also could look like a coffin because it's very dark in here. But I don't know. I think it adds to the appeal. There is also something about it that feels like I've fallen into a cup of coffee. Maybe that's just because we've left from Java Gems. Next, we are in Magnolia Promenade's Magnolia Cinema. I don't know how I feel about this. Do you know, I can't be the only one who does this, right? Because I'm sure y'all are thinking, girl, why are you showing us this if you keep second guessing your work? What the heck? Because it's like I finish it and then I don't go back and I don't look at it until I'm recording. And then once I'm recording and I'm seeing it, it's like, do I really like this? I don't know. I feel like this space is overwhelmingly large, but at the same time I don't think that it is. Like I feel like there's some dead space that could be utilized, but then I'm like I'm trying to keep it minimal so that it doesn't lag my game. Does that make sense? So this is the cinema. This is the entrance points. Of course we got some vending machines because there's always vending machines in movie theaters. We have what's currently playing or maybe what's coming soon to the cinema. I also like to think that this marquee sign, perhaps this was originally a theater to begin with, but maybe like an old school theater. Do you know what I mean? And when the Goths took it over, they renovated it and they saved this piece from the original theater and decided to mount it inside of the theater as like homage to what once was. So anyway, this is supposed to give the illusion that this is the check-in line to get your tickets and your refreshments, but obviously we can't make that happen. So I've set up some popcorn machines, candy machines, and smoothie machines so that the Sims have some other options other than vending machine food to indulge in. If you go through here, there is a small little arcade, and originally the thought process was, oh, I'll make this into an arcade as well as a skating rink and a cinema. And like I thought that I was going to do the whole thing as that, but then I got thinking about it and I was like, no, I really want to implement other stuff. Like I want a nail salon, because I want Mia and Miranda to do mother-daughter bonding time too, and I felt like them going to get their nails done is such a mom-daughter thing to do. I know me and my mom have done that for years, so I wanted her to have like that space, and gosh darn it, she's gonna have that space, so that's why I did that. And then they could just hit up Java Gems, right? Get them a little pastry, get them something hot to sip on, and then go straight to the movies and enjoy a movie. Like, does that not sound so adorable? Mia, Miranda, or even just like an idea for y'all to try. You know, you've got your mom-daughter sim, they're having a good time at the nail salon, they hit up, you know, a coffee shop, get them something good to eat, good to drink, and go see a cute movie. This is the restrooms up here, or I'm sorry, down here rather. It's got plenty of space for folks to do what they gotta do. But yeah, this is like the arcade stuff. In some of the theaters that I've gone to, especially like the AMCs, I don't even know if AMCs are still around, but they would always have an arcade room, and or they would have a space in the lobby designated to arcade stuff. Like, you know, there'd be like a pinball table or air hockey or something was up there that you could do. And so that's why I added that, to kind of fill in the space, but also it makes sense. So up this hallway, we've got 2 theater rooms. Again, some posters of perhaps what's currently playing. I don't know, but this one looks interesting, right? There's theater room number 1 and theater room number 2 down here. And if we go down this hall, I put in another photo booth for folks who want to save the memories, as well as some additional seating so that they can enjoy the beautiful view that is the Golden Lotus. And then down here is some more vending machines in case they weren't able to get what they needed to get downstairs. And instead of going all the way downstairs, they can simply go down the hall. I'm only going to show you one of the movie theater rooms because, to be perfectly frank, these are identical. They're identical, and there's just no need. Oh no, I just realized that there's no ceiling paint on here. Can I fix this? Let's do some real fixing up and like really quick, because don't like that. Okay, there we go. All right, fixed. Perfect. So yeah, when you enter the actual theater room, you've got the TV, you've got, of course, the lit banisters that always seem to be there. I am hoping and praying that this is going to work because I've not actually used this theater. I am just hoping that it works. The chairs are all on platforms, and I just put stairs on here so that the Sims can hopefully route up to where they need to be. But this is the situation of what the theater looks like. So yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be able to see everything, like especially if you're back here. I would think so, but I feel like this looks okay. Like I feel like it's an okay job. This is the first time that I've ever created a theater, so like myself, usually I like to just get one off the gallery, but I think it'll do. I think it will do. And so that is the Magnolia Plaza in Magnolia Promenade. And I think what we'll do now is I'll head over to San Myshuno so I can show you guys some of the updated lots there. I didn't build a lot of the lots in that area. I've only built one, and you guys have already seen that one. So a lot of these next lots that I'll be showing you can be gotten from the gallery. The first lot that I'm going to be showcasing is this beautiful version of Planet Honey Pop. It is so pretty. There's something about it that feels like a nod to Art Deco architecture. I really like it. I love it. And it is by the creator Elunari. I hope that I'm saying that right, but here you can see that there. They made this fairly recently too. Actually, they made it on the day that I am recording this, which is so funny because I didn't even recognize that. But all right, go off. I saw it and I was like, yep, that's it. I needed to revamp the Planet Honey Pop that I had because it was cute, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I'm so sorry, but it wasn't. So anyway, this is the new Planet Honey Pop, and I'm so excited for when Rex and his friends come back to GeekCon. They're definitely going to be able to enjoy this place here because it feels a lot more mature than the other Planet Honey Pop. Does that make sense? I have made a couple of adjustments to it. There were more karaoke machines on the stage. I just have one, and I've added some extra mics as well as a piano and a DJ booth. I added the mics because I figured that this would be another good space for Corey to come and do his comedy routine. Additionally, I added a dance pad because I've expressed this before, but I love watching the Sims dance. I don't know what it is that just makes me giggle, but I love seeing them dance. So there's the dance pad here. And yeah, then the rest of this space is just like the bar and some eating spots. The restrooms are downstairs. I'll show that to you guys in a second. But I love the color scheme going on in here, and I just love how very, I don't know, it just feels very classy. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels nice. I like it a lot. And then through here we have The bathrooms. They're nothing special. I mean, not that they're not done well, they are, but they're just toilets. You know what I mean? They're just toilets, y'all. It's not that deep. But yeah, we've got the men and ladies on either side, and I think it looks great, honestly. I really do. So yeah, that is Planet Honey Pop. The next lot is the Sky Fitness Gym, and it is by Cinder Hayes 1024. Yeah, I love this lot. I think it looks so good. And it fits to me like my style of, I guess, building, but like also decorating and whatnot. I'm not very big into like a lot of clutter, and I think that this has the right amount of everything, if I'm being perfectly honest. I did add like the bikes and stuff to this, yeah, because I want to use them. I mean, you know, I have them, so I might as well use them. And yeah, I added those as well as the weight lifting stuff over here. Yeah, so this is the workout area. There's also a sauna here too, which I really like, as well as some restrooms, some changing rooms, a little pool here, and then downstairs is even more changing rooms and toilets. Love that. Showers as well. And then upstairs we have the basketball court, a Zen garden for meditation, and we have a yoga studio. So quite everything you need, really. I mean, I think the pool could be a bit bigger, but that's okay. Like, that's okay. I'm not gonna fret over it because I love the exterior of this. It looks so good. Now, I will not lie to you guys, I was very hesitant to change around my Myshuno meadows. Don't know why, but there's something about it that I find charming in spite of not loving the house thing that was on it. But you know what? I actually really like this park. This park was made by Little Simsy, and I think she did an excellent job. There's playgrounds and stuff, equipment that I did update because I think this is an older build of hers, so I did change that so that it can fit in with the stuff that I have already on hand. So we've got stuff for the kiddos as well as space to picnic and maybe do some busking if you got some Sims that are talented. There's also a mini water park here too, which I think is adorable. A skating rink as well, which I've said this before, but anytime you have a park, y'all, add a skating rink, please. There's also some like hoops for folks to come over and shoot some hoops, and I love that. As well as a telescope. There's a telescope over here too. I didn't even see that, but some other eating spots that I really like. What really sold me too, though, because this was the part that I liked about Myshuno Meadows, was the wedding part. You can also have a wedding here. Still, there's a lovely little wedding arch in this gazebo. You have a beautiful view of the lake situation. It looks fantastic. It looks magical. And then there's also this area over here. This building has some restrooms, like more restrooms in there, and I think a kitchen. And it's an actually I'm sorry, it's a kitchen and it's a bistro. So if you were having a wedding ceremony, this is all set for you. It really is. Look, it really is. I didn't even notice all this. This is so cute. You could hire a barista to come here after the wedding ceremony and have a cute little moment. I love that. I really do. But yeah, this is the new San Myshuno Park. There's even some vendor stalls down here too, which I really like. Again, a beautiful view of the water. So yeah, this was made by Little Simsy. I think she did an excellent job. Place for the doggos. She did not skip a beat. It's very well organized and very well planned. It's not too cluttered. I mean, I think I could probably take out a few of the trees, but at the same time, it probably adds to the character of the park, so I should probably just leave it be, honestly. But yeah, I really like this park. I think this is going to be a very fun place for my Sims to come and visit, honestly, and maybe even have a couple of dates and stuff. Next, we have the Myshuno restaurant by Cashew S2. Now, this one it's different. I like the fact that it complements my build over here. This is the Salt House Reno that I did, which is a hotel, and now I can actually have it run like a hotel, so that's good. But I really like the architecture of this restaurant. I don't know, it feels very artsy. But when you go into it, it has like a kind of, I guess, like an industrial vibe to it, but also like a minimalist vibe. And so I assume that was the intention of the person that built this lot. But like there's some tables that are like off to themselves, like kind of like this one where I guess it's like the party room, the big party room. But then if you go, you know, throughout the restaurant itself, some of the tables feel almost a little disjointed. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing here? What are they doing there? I don't get it. But also, I think that's the point. I think it's supposed to be kind of an artsy place to eat. And so I like it. I'm gonna embrace it. But yeah, you've got the wait staff area, the cook staff area, the restrooms, and then upstairs you have some additional seating here. It's very eclectic, I think is probably a better word for it. It's very eclectic and artsy. But additionally, I have to show you guys, there is some eating spots out here too, but look at the view. Look at that view. Beautiful pixels, y'all. Beautiful pixels. And so you could very well enjoy your dinner out here and look at the beautiful ocean. I assume that's the ocean. So yeah, that's the restaurant. It's just called Myshuno Restaurant. So I'm gonna just keep it to that. Keep it nice and simple. Maybe that's the point. And yeah, I think they did a really good job on this. It just feels very industrial and rugged, but also very abstract. I don't know. I like it. And the last lot in Myshuno, and really the last lot for this tour of the updates that I've done for the save, is the Casbah Art Gallery. This one is by Charlotte Blue, and I would have to say the art gallery itself is a work of art. But you know what? Most museums, at least the ones that I've been to, always have a very I don't know, a very unique architecture to them, and I feel like this is just perfection. I could not build this. I don't think I could build this, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And you know what? Right now I'm thinking of little baby Mia, because she is an art lover, if y'all remember. And so I wonder if her parents, when she becomes like a teen, maybe they'll take her up to the Casbah Art Gallery for her birthday so that she can check out everything and see what there is to see at the gallery, because maybe she's always wanted to go here, but maybe they're like, no, you're a little too young, but we'll take you when you get older. So yeah, this is the Casbah Art Gallery. I think it looks gorgeous. It's very bright and very I don't know, it definitely feels like a museum. I've only ever been to like maybe 2 art museums before, And one that I'm thinking of in particular was mostly all white, and I think that was intentional so that the art could stand out more. And then I've been to a couple of the Smithsonian's, and so they all have like more themed look, I think. So they're not quite like this, but still beautiful. And so I like to think that this is like, I don't know, it feels just like you're walking into a piece of art. But yeah, here are the restrooms. I'm not going to show you the other restroom because it's literally identical. And then when you go to the top floor, there is, of course, additional art pieces to view. These are beautiful. I like how the creator of this did these. I think they look really nice. I thought about exchanging the art pieces to some other ones, but you know what, I think I'm just gonna keep them as is. I like them, so I'm gonna keep them. There's also a bar up here too, and a place for folks to eat and enjoy the beautiful art pieces. So yeah, that pretty much covers all of the lots. And right now I think I'm going to show you guys a couple of the families that I've created and added here. Hopefully you guys will like them. I don't know, like I said, I don't think that these are families that I'll be playing with regularly, but you know, they're there and they're going to add hopefully to the Sims, the existing Sims that I have stories. So yeah. So the first family that we are looking at is the pastor and his family. They're very cute. Again, they do live in the same townhomes that Rita lives in. There's Irma Jean Franklin, his wife. I think she is a cutie patootie. And then there's Pastor Douglas Franklin and their young adult son, Jeremiah. I imagine Jeremiah is probably the one that heads up like the praise and worship group. Like he's like the choir leader type person, and we'll get all into it once we get the gameplay video up and ready and out this week, like going to church and seeing how that all works out, because I don't know. I have it all preset and everything, but I don't know how it's gonna work, so I'm hoping it does okay. But yeah, that is the Franklin family, and then next to them are the Kumars. Now I know it just says vet, but Miss Rajesh Kumar, I had forgotten his name earlier. He is a doctor, and so, or he's in the medical career. I don't know if he's actually a doctor, but he's in the medical career, so we'll probably see him with Rex at his clinic. But then there's his beautiful wife, Priya Kumar, and their adorable son, Harsha. They also have a dog named Taz. And Taz, he is a Cocker Spaniel. Very, very cute. But yeah, that is the and there's also the tattoo artist. Now, the tattoo artist actually is one that I have on the gallery, so if you wanted to download him you can. But here's his bio that I had written for him, like with that intention. It says Hugo and his daughter Maya have just moved to Nordhaven, where Hugo plans on opening his very own tattoo shop. Maya, on the other hand, hopes to bring her creativity dreams to life and learn pottery, or maybe learn how to make candy and make a little sweet cha-ching. So yeah, that is them. I hope I don't get confused because her name is Maya and then there's Mia, and Maya and Mia could very well become friends, right? Because they live in the same neighborhood. But I also have another Sim named Maya in a whole nother Sim universe in my Very Veggie Legacy series. So yeah, it's not spelt the same, but still. Now obviously Hugo's storyline has had to adapt to what his life is now because he's in Willow Creek. But they are originally supposed to be from Nordhaven, so they are also not from Willow Creek originally. My thoughts on this too is that perhaps like Windenburg and Nordhoven are relatively close in proximity, geographically speaking. And so maybe Hugo also knows like the Bjergsons, on top of already knowing like Larissa and Minjun, because I had said that the tattoo artist would probably know those two, and maybe he does distantly because they are well traveled. I don't know how his story kind of his puzzle piece of the story fits in, but it's there, and he's the tattoo artist, and perhaps there will be something that will come of his relationship with Cassandra. I don't know. Cassandra Goth. Let me also show you the updated version of them too. This is Cassandra Goth now, and I gave them all new fits as well so that it could just, flow a little better. But she is quite beautiful. And that's that, y'all. I really appreciate you sitting here watching this. I don't know if y'all found it interesting or what. If there's a lot on here that you want me to upload to the gallery, just comment. You can just leave a comment and say like vet clinic upload and I'll put it on the gallery if you want. Otherwise, most of this stuff is not there unless it's the ones that I showed you in Myshuno, which are on the gallery. But yeah, I think with that being said, we're going to call it a video. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or your evening, whichever it may be, and I shall see you towards the end of the week. Bye.